Hi everyone, Miss Rogers here of the Learning Commons, and I want to tell you about this wonderful book. It's a realistic fiction story called All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir, and this is one of the most emotionally impactful books I've read in a while. I want to give you a heads up as to part of the reason why. On one of the first pages, there is a very short note you can see to the reader, just letting you know that some of the content in the story could be triggering. And on the next page, it lists at the bottom here what that content is in general so that you can make an informed decision about whether or not this will be a good book for you. And I always encourage you, if a book wanders into a place that you are not ready for it to go, you can put that book down and stop reading. If you decide this book is for you, or to maybe help you decide, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So we have three different narrators alternating chapters. So one of our narrators is Mizpah. Mizpah is looking back at her youth. She grew up in Pakistan, and in the beginning of the story is about to marry. The second perspective is Salahuddin. Salahuddin is a teenager and actually the child of Mizpah, contemporary times, and living in California in the United States. In the present time, Mizpah is ill, and Salahuddin is very worried about that. He loves his mother. Additionally, she runs the family's business. They have a small hotel, and he's not sure he's ready to do that. His father is around, but just barely. He is not in a place where he could run the hotel or really support Salahuddin through his mother's illness. And then our third perspective is Noor. She is Salahuddin's best friend. She was born in Pakistan, and during an earthquake there, lost every member of her family. She describes and repeats to herself a few times for good reason that her uncle, in spite of everyone's warnings, went to her home and lifted the rubble until he found her. Nobody knew that she would be living, that anyone would have survived, and he is now her guardian. She is mourning Mizpah. Mizpah is like a mother to her as well. And she and Salahuddin are not on good terms right now. So the situation that we find ourselves in this book, it overwhelms each of these three characters. And we're wondering how they will possibly survive this overwhelming circumstance. If this story sounds good to you, if the content warnings don't lead you away, I can't recommend this book enough. One more thing I wanted to point out, this book was a gift to us from Kawa. There's a sticker right inside, and Kawa is the Chinese American Women in Action organization, and they donated working with Anderson's Bookshop. Here's a group of students from Naperville North who participate in Kawa. Kawa, in organization with Anderson's Bookshop, donated books to every single school in 203 and 204. So thank you, Kawa, for this wonderful donation.